It's Cricbuzz chatter, Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan at the end of what's been a sodden, wet and windy day at Manchester, Vaughanie. We knew it was likely to be this way. We knew that the probability of play on day 4 of this contest between England and the West Indies was slight, but nevertheless very disappointing, especially for the home side.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing about the Manchester weather, when it says it's going to rain, you're pretty much sure that it's going to arrive. It came down and it's buckets loads, but there's a few puddles on the outfield. I'm sure if there's not a huge amount of rain overnight, we're led to believe tomorrow's forecast is a lot better. Play should get on start on time, but it gives the West Indies a little bit of hope from obviously playing 2 days of the Test match. They don't have any real hope of getting anything out of it, to now only having to survive 1 day with the bat in hand. They might get some light. There might be the odd shower on the last day. You would think they're going to need either some light or some rain to try and get something from this Test match. If they do, obviously they take the trophy back to the Caribbean, but the England boys are in the hotel with us and they seem very confident that they'll have enough time tomorrow.
Vaughanie, while we were waiting around during the rain today, we had the one-day squad for the England team come out, which was quite interesting. A lot of World Cup champions from this time last year, some young guns, some injured players returning, but it's the first of the World Cup Super League. So this is the new tournament that was meant to start in May. Of course, COVID-19 meant it's been delayed until this week between England and Ireland. 3 one-dayers down in Southampton, but it's a new structure. It's quite interesting and quite exciting.
Yeah, and I think it gives everyone a chance. You've got to finish in that top 7. If you do so, you automatically qualify for the World Cup. The better teams, I'm pretty sure they won't have any kind of worries about making sure they're in the top 7, but you know, teams like Ireland, you look at the Sri Lankas, Pakistans, the Netherlands, teams like that have got this opportunity. If they can have a run of games, you just never know. But you would fancy that the top 7 teams generally will get those 7 spots, and then it'll be down to that preliminary tournament to get the final 3 places. But that means that every single one-day game has something on it, rather than some series that you play and the team goes 2-0 up in that last game or 3-0 up in a couple of games to go. There doesn't seem to be a great deal on the games. At least every single game's going to count now, so I think it's a good move by the ICC.
Yeah, absolutely. 13 teams in the tournament all told. The 12 full-member ICC nations plus the Netherlands, so they'll all play 8 series each across the couple of years in the cycle. But Vaughanie, from an England perspective, I know you're a huge fan of Tom Banton. Hopefully we'll be talking to Tom on Cricbuzz later in the week from down at the Ageas Bowl, but you've seen him play plenty for Somerset and you rate him.
Yeah, he's high class. I mean, the one thing that he has that might be his downfall, he's almost got too many options. He can play every shot. He's got every trick in the book. He's got the power, he's got the touch, he's got the reverse sweeps, the ramps. It's just when he brings those out into the game situation, you know, he's such a dominant player that I do think that he can simplify the game just a little bit. Fielders generally go deeper for his style of play, so there's always going to be singles available, but you know, he doesn't have to always hit the ball into the stands. If he can use his nous and he can use his brains and, you know, work the situation out in the middle, you know, I think we've got an England player that will be around for many, many years. As I say, I saw him in the Big Bash. We've seen him in some of the other leagues. We've seen him play for Somerset, and he's certainly a player that England regard highly. But you know, it's all right having all the tools. It's knowing when to use them, and I think he's got some great players in that team to look up to. You've got the likes of Jason Roy, Johnny Bairstow, again aggressive players, but they also know how to play the long innings. And in Owen Morgan's team over the last few years, it's been very important that you get hundreds. If you get in, you've got to get the big score. So 30s, 40s, fancy ones, I don't think Owen Morgan will be looking to those. He'll be looking to the likes of Tom Banton. If he gets in, he's got to get 3 figures.
You mentioned those superstar world champions in the England side. A couple of guys that weren't in that squad, 2 left-arm seamers, David Willey and Reece Topley. In the case of Willey, left out of that squad in favour of Jofra Archer. And Reece Topley, he's had every possible operation you can have on your back in the last 3 years. He gets another opportunity. Quite exciting for the 2 left-armers.
Yeah, I mean, left-arms have been a trend across world white ball cricket for the last few years. Understandably, they can restrict those right-handed batsmen by squeezing into their pads, and the left-handers that come out, they can kind of throw them just to angle it in and back in again to restrict the width that left-handers like as well. So I fully understand why left-armers are so prominent members of many of the one-day teams around the world. Reece Topley, I like, as you said, he's had an incredible amount of bad luck with his injuries, but with that tall nature of release, a bit of bounce, swinging the ball around. I think England will have a good look at him over the 3 games against Ireland. Great opportunity for David Willey to stake a claim, and I guess these COVID times has allowed players to possibly get a game that might not have got a game, with the fact that the Test players aren't going to play in that series. I look at someone like Saqib Mahmood. You know, he could get 3 opportunities against Ireland, a wonderful young quick bowler. No Jofra Archer. So I just think they might be looking to Saki to be that strike bowler. So a great chance for him to show everybody how good he is.
And Vaughan, I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that the front foot no ball line will be looked after by the third umpire. So finally, that will be under control. All right, let's go into the hot spot. In the hot spot, Vaughan, and also pressing fast forward, it's tomorrow. The West Indies, as you said off the top, their task has been halved. They've only got to get through 3 sessions, 98 overs, of course, the extra half an hour. They'll have to play all of them, provided the weather and the light stays as it should. Vaughan, put yourself in the shoes of Jason Holder. How do you break down the task of taking the Wisden Trophy home?
Try and get to lunch first and foremost. Try and see out that first 2 hour. Try and see off Anderson Broad. If you can do that, you've got a chance. If you can get the ball to around 35, 40 overs old here at Old Trafford, we've seen that it becomes that little bit easier to bat. It's just that morning session. There's going to be clouds around. There will be movement. You know that Anderson and Broad are going to be on the money. It's just, can they survive? Can they have a little bit of luck? I reckon they might need a session of rain or a session of bad light, and they might need England to just bring their fielding shoes that they brought to Southampton when they dropped a few catches, missed a couple of run-outs. I think England should have enough time to win this Test match comfortably.
It's been a fantastic series. Let's hope there's enough time to finish it with a result. And indeed, let's hope for another twist. And if there is, you'll follow it all on the Cricbuzz Live blog. And then it Stumps with Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan on Cricbuzz Chatter.